Hello and welcome to one of my YouTube channels. My name is Roseanne. This is my first channel. This is the art channel that I made, and today I'm sharing a bit of how I cope with harsh art criticism, or even a bit about how I've coped with being bullied about my artwork over the years. You have that satisfying moment of finishing an art piece, and then you think about sharing it, and here comes the feeling in the pit of the stomach, a little bit of anxiety, maybe, perhaps it's dread. Is somebody going to say something harsh or mean about the artwork I just finished? Well, I've had some very harsh and mean art criticism over the years. Some of it was just downright bullying. And I've kind of made a video similar to this on my second channel, but it really didn't get many views. And I felt like maybe I could, purvey my message a little bit better a second time around. A lot of days I want to film. I push myself to film, even though I have physical disabilities. It's hard, but I will push myself to film, and the video does not turn out well, which is completely demoralizing because I have to overcome a lot to even look human on camera some days. So anyway, I thought I'd redo that video and post it here on this first channel. So I've heard a lot of harsh and cruel and mean things about my art over the decades, but I've also heard some nice things, and I've had some really good constructive criticism. There is a difference between the constructive stuff and just somebody being a turd, right? About it, I had a certain family member that always had to put my artwork down, tell me I wasn't talented, tell me my art was terrible and nobody would ever want to look at that. I just couldn't imagine telling kids that, but I guess some people are just bitter and hateful. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I was a young person, that really hurt and that really got to me, especially when you see the message growing up that your family members or just relatives, family members are supposed to be supportive and there for you, and you have, family that just wants to rip you down, and they're convinced that if you're doing anything with your life, they must be doing poorly. I guess what I'm trying to say is not all of us come from a supportive family, and it's pretty common for artists to have been through some type of turmoil. So for me, after having that kind of harsh criticism from an immediate family member, an adult to a child, for years and years and years, it did wear on me. Yeah, I felt like an imposter anytime I did find success, because that same person would just always have some reason to discredit it, diminish what I've done. Just there's nasty people out there like that. And even going beyond family to just strangers, other members of the art world, I have had people, other artists and whatnot, art critics, say things to me about my art that wasn't always pleasant, but it didn't cut me like it did to hear it from family members. So I guess, hey, at least I got that out of it. It still sucks, but here's what I keep in mind, and this is why you'll see me still posting artwork on here, even though, it might not be well received. All right? Just stick with me on this. There have been some phenomenal artists that have walked this earth. Somebody still has something rude to say to them about their art or doesn't like it. Well, if that's the case for the very best artists that have ever lived, then of course the rest of us, mere mortals such as myself who just make art because of the love of it, we're going to hear some rude things from time to time, I just keep in mind, if it isn't constructive criticism, it isn't helpful. And some folks will just, out of pure spite, just because they see you trying to do something with yourself and trying to get somewhere in life and trying to just enjoy life. Some people are just so miserable, you know, they will come for that. They just can't keep scrolling, because it's usually social media, right? I've only had a few, like I mentioned, that certain family member and other family members, and maybe a couple, you know, art teachers, but not really. My art teachers liked my work for the most part. So, you know, there had been a few things said in person that was rude, but as far as just like unhelpful and bullying just for the sake of bullying, most of that from other artists specifically, or people involved in the art community, that's been online. All right, it's everybody's brave when they're hiding at home behind a screen, so I keep that in mind too, and just keep posting my artwork, because like I said, if some of the most wonderful artists who have ever lived, if they have people talk negatively about their art, what are the, you know, of course the rest of us are going to hear something that, you know, don't let it stop you. I don't let it stop me. If anything, it pushes me to get going. I mean, I might have a moment where I'll get a rude comment or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, that's not nice. It's like, oh, you don't like seeing my art? Oh, you don't want me to keep going? Well, I'm going to keep going. So, yeah, that's how I cope with it. And also, like, I'm not out here trying to be the next whoever or whatever. The only person I'm really trying to be better than was myself from the past, all right? I don't want to compete with anybody else. And I don't need to have good criticism to keep going. I appreciate it and I love hearing it. It's nice, you know, it's like, oh, somebody appreciated all this time and effort I put into my artwork, you know, but I don't need it to keep going. Just like I don't need the bad criticism to you know, stop me. It's not going to stop me. And the only thing that really stops me right now is life circumstances and my, you know, like my health problems and whatnot. So if you're getting just, you know, a lot of harsh and rude criticism, please don't stop making your artwork. Thank you for watching. And I don't know when my next video is going to be, you know, to be honest with you. I keep trying to push myself to film, and yeah, I haven't been feeling good. I've had a lot going on, and my video content, I end up making those videos unlisted or private, and I spend hours getting ready, you know, a lot of the time, and writing down and preparing stuff that I end up just flaking out and not using because I don't feel good and I'm not with it, but I'm trying. So I'm going to upload when I can, and I thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe.